The reason it matters that Jesus is black, yeah, I know what you're saying. It doesn't matter. It matters, bro. We stole an entire identity from these people. There was a race that was chosen by God, okay? When God was playing this Sims game, he chose a black character, okay? Because that most closely related and identified with his personality. He wanted to be humble. He wanted to come as a meek person. Bro, the entire Bible is a redemptive story about black people. From going from last to they're going to be first, bro. It's the entire Bible is like the redemption of a race that was being used for slavery since the beginning of time.
Now listen to me carefully, brothers and sisters.
Oh, no. No. We know that Jesus is portrayed as a refugee. Jesus, in the text, is marginalized in pretty much every way. Why do churches not describe Jesus in that way? Racism. Churches in the United States have been very racist places, and that's why that Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. have been described as the most racist hour in America. We want to make Jesus in the United States this white Jesus. And so I have compared this in articles to the white nationalist Jesus versus the historical Jesus. And the white nationalist Jesus, which is continuing to gain momentum right now, you might also call it the MAGA Jesus, is the Jesus who has blonde hair and blue eyes, who cares about everybody being rich, who doesn't want any outsiders in this country, who just wants people to be able to make money and live a comfortable life, compared to the historical Jesus who welcomed absolutely everyone, who was brown, and who said that the last shall be first and the first shall be last.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. Now, we are living in a time of awakening. We are living in a time of truth. More and more, we are seeing white people step forward and speak openly about the reality that has been hidden for centuries. In the video, you are about to see white people themselves are saying it. Jesus was black. They are acknowledging that black history was whitewashed. They are asking black people for forgiveness. They are even saying that reparation must be given to black people. Family, I'll be honest with you that something I didn't not see coming, because for so long, the black man has been treated badly. For so long, the black man endured slavery, Jim Crow, and the daily reality of discrimination in America. But now, we are seeing something different. We are seeing white people call out their own race. We are seeing them trying to hold their own accountable, speaking boldly about issues that do not directly affect them, but that impact us every single day. So family, I want you to watch this video closely. Watch as white people stand up, admit the truth, and speak out and speak on the side of justice. Once you have watched, we will come back and break it all down with critical analysis. So kindly guys, I am your host Dash Lifestyle. Kindly watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment. All credits goes to the original creator of the video.
When white people in the United States balk at the idea of paying reparations to black Americans who descended from slaves, they disagree with the Bible. To begin with, let's first define what reparations mean. Reparations are a form of compensation or restitution made to those who have suffered injustice, specifically in cases of racial inequality, discrimination, and slavery. The idea of paying reparations to black Americans is not a new one. It has been a topic of discussion for decades, if not centuries. However, it has gained renewed attention and support in recent years. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. also advocated for reparations in the form of economic advancement for black Americans. As a Christian, I believe that reparations are not only a matter of justice and equality, but also a reflection of God's character. In the Bible, we see numerous examples of God's concern for the oppressed, the marginalized, and the downtrodden. From the Israelites' liberation from slavery in Egypt to Jesus' ministry among the poor and the outcast, we see a consistent theme of God's love for those who are on the margins of society. One of the key biblical principles that underlie the idea of reparations is the concept of restitution. In the book of Leviticus, we see God commanding the Israelites to make restitution to those whom they have wronged. Leviticus chapter 6 says that if anyone sins and commits a breach of faith against the Lord by deceiving his neighbor in a matter of deposit or security or through robbery, or if he has oppressed his neighbor or found something lost and lied about it, swearing falsely, he shall restore it in full and shall add a fifth to it and give it to him to whom it belongs. This passage emphasizes the importance of making restitution to those who have been wronged, and not just restoring what has been taken, but adding to it as a form of compensation. This principle of restitution can be applied to the issue of reparations to black Americans who have suffered centuries of enslavement, discrimination, and systemic oppression. Another biblical principle that supports the idea of reparations is the concept of Jubilee. In Leviticus chapter 25, God commands to the Israelites to observe a Jubilee. This was a radical idea of economic justice designed to prevent the accumulation of wealth and power in the hands of a few and to ensure that all members of society had equal access to resources and opportunities. The idea of Jubilee can be seen as a model for reparations in that it seeks to address the root causes of inequality and oppression rather than just treating the symptoms. By forgiving debts, freeing slaves, and returning property, Jubilee seeks to create a more just and equitable society, one in which everyone has the opportunity to flourish. As a Christian, I believe that paying reparations to black Americans is not only a matter of justice and equity, but also a reflection of God's character and values. Through the biblical principles of restitution and Jubilee, we see a model for how we can address the historical and systemic injustices that have plagued our society for far too long. While the issue of reparations is complex and contentious, I believe that as Christians, we have a responsibility to seek justice.
The reason it matters that Jesus is black, yeah, I know what you're saying. It doesn't matter. It matters, bro. We stole an entire identity from these people. There was a race that was chosen by God, okay? When God was playing this Sims game, he chose a black character, okay? Because that most closely related and identified with his personality. He wanted to be humble. He wanted to come as a meek person. Bro, the entire Bible is a redemptive story about black people. From going from last to they're gonna be first, bro. It's the entire Bible is like the redemption of a race that was being used for slavery since the beginning of time. Think about this. This is why black people are superior to white people. This is why they can run faster. They have harder heads. This is why they can jump higher. They're the chosen race of God. It's so in your face, dude. The Egyptians with the cornrow hair, and now where are all our Egyptian people, bro? I don't have any Egyptian friends. I have never met an Egyptian, dude. It's like they just disappeared, dude. What happened to that whole race of people? It's black people, okay? When you read the Bible, the reason it doesn't make sense to you is because you're not replacing the word Jew or Hebrew with black person. Black people, you have the most sacred, beautiful position. You have the biggest shoes to fill. I am so sorry for everything. You'll all see. You'll all see when we get up there. You'll see when we get up there and Juicy J is playing. Okay? You'll be like, oh! Oops! Crazy dude on TikTok was right. It's everywhere in history. White people whitewash history wherever we go. We take that for ourselves. Bro, Egyptians had electricity, okay? The Luxor, the Black Pyramid that shoots up light into the sky. What do you think that's about, dude? They had electricity, dude. The Nile had all the elements for batteries and electricity, like the copper and the salt water and the limestone and everything. Look up the Djed Towers, dude. Anyway, Jesus is black and he's coming back.
Jesus was a poor, Middle Eastern, Palestinian, Jewish peasant who lived in the first century. That means he had darker skin, that he was Middle Eastern, and that he was both Palestinian and Jewish. That is Jesus' identity. We know that Jesus is portrayed as a refugee. Jesus, in the text, is marginalized in pretty much every way. Why do churches not describe Jesus in that way? Racism. Churches in the United States have been very racist places, and that's why that Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. have been described as the most racist hour in America. We want to make Jesus in the United States this white Jesus. And so I have compared this in articles to the white nationalist Jesus versus the historical Jesus. And the white nationalist Jesus, which is continuing to gain momentum right now, you might also call it the MAGA Jesus, is the Jesus who has blonde hair and blue eyes, who cares about everybody being rich, who doesn't want any outsiders in this country, who just wants people to be able to make money and live a comfortable life, compared to the historical Jesus who welcomed absolutely everyone, who was brown, and who said that the last shall be first and the first shall be last. He was talking about a radical social order. And so I think one of the things that churches need to do is do a much better job of talking about who the historical Jesus was, because one thing we can say for sure is that he wasn't white.
I'm often asked the question, why do you care about injustices perpetuated against black people in America? And why do you speak and write about these issues so frequently? My answer is that we would all do well to care about what happens to our fellow citizens, because what happens to one impacts the lives of all of us eventually. Certainly, black people don't need me to address these issues, as there are far more competent leaders and voices within the black community that do a far better job. But I need to speak up for my own sake. I need to speak up and continue to address the residual racism that hinders my heart from the compassion and empathy that is necessary in our world. If the United States of America is my home, which it is, and I love my nation, then I know that we can all do better in understanding one another. To this end, I continue to write and speak out about these issues. Racism and discrimination are deeply ingrained issues in America, and the mistreatment of black people is a critical issue that needs to be addressed by everyone, not just black individuals or communities. It is imperative for white people to care about the mistreatment of black people in America for several reasons. First of all, recognizing the mistreatment of black people is a fundamental step towards combating racism and creating a more equitable and just society. Racism and discrimination have a profound impact on the lives of black individuals, causing them to experience numerous disadvantages, including lower economic opportunities, unequal treatment in the criminal justice system, and reduced access to quality health care. By acknowledging the existence of these disparities and the systemic factors that contribute to them, white people can help to create the conditions necessary to dismantle racism and discrimination. Addressing the mistreatment of black people is not only a moral obligation, but a civic responsibility. As citizens, it is our responsibility to work towards creating a society that is equitable, just, and inclusive. This requires recognizing and combating the systemic factors that contribute to the mistreatment of black people. By ignoring this issue, white people are not fulfilling their civic responsibilities and are perpetuating the harm that is inflicted on black individuals. As we have witnessed with the murder of George Floyd and most recently the beating death of Tyree Nichols, the mistreatment of black people impacts all members of society regardless of race. Racism and discrimination undermine the fabric of society by dividing communities and promoting mistrust and hatred. When black individuals are mistreated, it creates an environment in which fear, mistrust, and hatred can flourish, eroding the social cohesion that is necessary for a healthy and thriving society. This has an impact on everyone, regardless of race. The mistreatment of black people is an issue that has deep roots in American society. From slavery to segregation and the ongoing impact of systemic racism, the mistreatment of black people is not a new issue. By acknowledging the history of racism and discrimination in America, white people can understand the root causes of these current disparities experienced by black people and take the necessary steps to address them. This is why I speak up.
Upset about the video that I released saying that the real Jews are black. All right, the real Jews are black. You need to get over that bullshit, man. Moses was black. Charlton Heston, who played Moses, was white. That was a movie, okay? If Moses was white, how would he pass as the Pharaoh's grandson? That's something you need to think about. It's right there in the book, okay? He would have stood out over there in Egypt, all right? The Pharaoh looked like Eddie Murphy. He did not look like Charlton Heston, okay? Moses would have looked more like Richard Pryor. Y'all need to get it straight, man. History is history. Are you upset? Will you deny a Mashiach, a Messiah, to come back and carry your sins because you don't like the color of their skin? You'd be disappointed, man. Do you care? Do you want a skinhead Yahusha? Is that what you want? You want what you call Jesus to come back, carry your sins only if they fit your requirement of skin pigment? Just don't make no sense, man. Mashiach was sitting in Egypt as a baby. All right? How would he been hidden over there? If he was white, he would have stood out. The Hebrew Israelites are black, okay? You Khazars saying you're them and that you're the bloodline. You're wrong. You want to get grafted in through faith? Fine. I'm down with that. You see me, I have no motive, all right? I'm not black. I don't think you get in just for being black. You don't get in the kingdom for that. You got to keep Torah. There's a lot involved, all right? But the curses in Deuteronomy are about to end. And it says in the book, I'll bless those that bless you and curse those that curse you. And out of you all nations shall be blessed. All right? When them curses in Deuteronomy end, are you going to be found blessing the real Jews, the black people, or are you going to be cursing them? All right? You need to think about these things. It's all in that book nobody wants to read, but everybody acts like they know so well. So if you want to hate on me, you want to threaten me, do whatever. I ain't hard to find. It is what it is. I'm out.
But I need to put this out there and put this out there right now The white Jews that you and I have honored and been taught all these years are God's chosen people is an absolute lie. They are imposters. They are fake. They are descendants of the Romans that rose up into power in between the New Testament and the Old Testament that we as Christians believe was the Dark Ages, but God was speaking.
We were talking about the book, the Zionist movement. We was talking about the history of the original Jews. And John here has some history that most people don't know. And what was that history you said? Tell me what you just said again. I gotta get on camera.
But there's only one true ethnic Jew, the Mizrahi Jew, because they are Africans, and if you read the original Bible written in Phoenician Hebrew, they're not. Jewish people are not Europeans. The modern Jews in Israel are Russians or Khazars to be precise, from Russia.
And would you learn that history?
I learned it from my grandfather that he was because he was an Ashkenazi.
To all black women of America, I want to express my heartfelt apology for the role that many white Americans, including white women, played in electing Donald Trump. I recognize the pain and frustration that this has caused in black communities and the ways this outcome has undermined the rights, the safety, and the dignity of so many, especially black women. I understand that black women have long fought for justice and equity, not just for themselves, but for all marginalized communities. And your commitment to truth, resilience, and progress is truly inspiring. As a white person, I'm aware that part of my responsibility is to listen, learn, and actively challenge systems that harm and marginalize. And it's clear that actions speak louder than words. I'm still committed to doing the work necessary to help build a future where all voices are heard and respected. Thank you for your continued strength and leadership. I'm committed to being an ally in creating positive, lasting changes so that we can all live equally in this country. To all of the white women who let everyone else down, check back with me in 4 years. I'm sorry for your daughters. I'm sorry for your sisters that you made a choice to vote a convicted criminal into the presidency. You complain about crime committed by people who came to this country to seek a new life, but you weren't worried about putting a criminal in office again. You must be aware that he's about to use his power to save himself and to save every insurrectionist who was sentenced as a result of the insurrection. You are truly about to see what misuse of power looks like.
What if I told you that the Bible that you read today has been edited, manipulated, and rewritten, not by divine man, but by man in power? And these changes weren't just about theology. They shape what you believe, how you live, and even how you connect to the divine. The Roman Catholic Church claims authority over Scripture. They believe their power was given by Christ himself through Peter. But let's look at how they actually use this power. Through councils that systematically removed, changed, and redefined sacred texts to fit their agenda. And these are the councils that changed Council of Nicaea, 325 CE, the birth of church doctrine. This is where everything changed. Emperor Constantine calls bishops together, not for spiritual reasons, but to unify Rome under one version of Christianity. The council also debated the nature of Jesus. Or should I say Yeshua? Was he fully divine? Was he human? Or was he both? The vote decides. He is of one substance with God. The Nicene Creed is created, a forced statement of belief that still shapes Christianity today. The process of select official scriptures begins, while texts that contradict their new doctrine start to be dismissed. The Council of Laodicea, 363 through 364 CE, banning forbidden books. Ever wonder why so many texts are missing from the Bible? They officially forbid Christians from reading non-canonical books, including texts that were used by early followers of Yeshua. The Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and many mystical texts were rejected because they taught direct divine connection without church authority. The church begins to label alternative teaching as heresy, setting the stage for book burnings and prosecution. Of Hippo, 393 CE, and Council of Carthage, 397 CE, deciding the official Bible. These councils decided on what would make up the Bible and what would be left out. For the first time, a fixed list of books is approved for the New Testament, rejecting many early Christian writings. The texts chosen align with the church's growing power. Books that emphasized obedience to the church remained, while others disappeared. The Apocrypha is debated. Some books are included in the Catholic Bibles, but later removed from the Protestant versions. Council of Florence, 1431 through 1445 CE. This was all about strengthening the church's control. By now, Christianity is fully institutionalized, and questioning doctrine is dangerous. The church reaffirms their authority over salvation, declaring that outside the Catholic Church, there is no salvation. Mystical teaching and alternative Christian sects are labeled heretical, a move to centralize all religious power under Rome. Council of Trent, 1545 through 1563 CE. Controlling interpretation. This was a response to the Protestant Reformation. The church wasn't just losing followers, it was losing power. So the Council of Trent reaffirmed the church's authority over the Bible, rejecting the idea that individuals can interpret scriptures for themselves. Any challenge to the Catholic teachings is declared heresy, making it punishable by excommunication or worse. They finalized the Catholic Bible, rejecting texts that early Christians once considered sacred. They don't want you to question the narrative. And here's the truth. It was never meant for everyone to understand the deeper mysteries. Matthew 13:10 through 11 tells us that Jesus spoke in parables because the secrets of the kingdom of heaven have been given to you, but not to them. The Bible is a metaphysical book filled with symbolic wisdom. But to unlock it, you had to be an initiate of the ancient mystery schools, a seeker, a mystic, someone who connected directly to divine truth without the need for a church or religious institution. So, why don't they want you questioning the narrative? Because if you did, you might start seeing the breadcrumbs that they left behind. The missing books, the altered text, and the deeper truths hidden behind centuries of control. But if you're watching this, then you already started the journey. And it's time to start questioning everything. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and share with a fellow mystic and follow me for more spiritual insights like this.
And yet another image of your Pope in front of our black King, Jesus, Jesus. And it's not Yeshua, guys. That's the Hebrews have messed y'all up with that name. I'm going to do a whole new video on that. Jesus. Jesus. It's your Messiah. I understand waking up from the Matrix is not an easy thing to do. We've been lied to our entire life. We've been psyoped and misled about everything. Every book has been rewritten. Every painting has been repainted. Things have been buried. Things have been moved. All in an effort to deceive us. It is truly my belief that Tartaria was the 1,000-year reign of Christ. And it's been covered up, never talked about, And it's just now coming out because, as the Bible says, there's nothing that is buried that will not be uncovered. The truth is coming out slowly, but we're starting to get more and more puzzle pieces of the timeline that we're living in right now. Satan didn't want us to know the timeline we were in. He wanted us to think that we were heading into destruction and evil, where that's their end game. We, the meek of the earth, are about to inherit it because the new heaven and the new earth are coming in. There's a Christ consciousness that's coming in, causing an awakening on a massive scale around the whole world. I'm just one vessel that the Holy Spirit works through to bring the truth to you. So I understand this is very hard to wrap your mind around because of the religious dogmas we've been sold since we were children. But I'm trying to bring the truth to you as softly as I can, because there's going to be a lot of information coming out in the future that is going to be mind-blowing for a lot of people, and they're going to have to absorb it in a very short period of time. So I'm trying to soften that blow for you guys and let you know that we've been deceived. So I'm here to teach you also what Jesus taught you, not what church teaches you, religion, or the Vatican, because they're lying to you. Jesus called them liars, hypocrites, vipers, told them that their father was the devil, the father of all lies. He's been a murderer and a liar since the beginning. He didn't like the church leaders of his day, and they haven't changed very much because they're still preaching the same doctrine. And I'm here to break the matrix for you guys.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how the white people right now, they are coming out and revealing the hidden things that they have been hiding to us black people. And also they are coming out and admitting that Jesus is black but not white, because for a very long time us black people, we have been seeing the pictures of white Jesus in our homes, and even up to date there are still some of the families in Africa, they are still having a picture of white Jesus in their wall. So this is to tell you that for so long these people, they have been brainwashing us, and they have been trying to tell us that black people, we should worship a white Jesus, but in reality Jesus is black. And also we have been seeing how these people, they have been hiding our black history. We have been seeing how these people, they have been treating the black people entire the world. We have been seeing during the times of the slavery how these white people, they were treating our fellow black people. We have been seeing how the black Americans, they have been suffering in America. They have gone a lot of challenges and the struggle, but right now these people, they are realizing that they did a mistake. So right now they are starting to admit some of the wrong things that they have been doing to us black people, to an extent of, you have seen, they are now calling their own white people to start paying the black people reparation. And the black people, they have been asking for this reparation for a very long time. And this reparation, it is not like the black people, they are asking this reparation to benefit. No, we are having some of the black families which they are having the memories of what happened to their families during slavery. We are still having some of the families which they are having slavery scars. And for these people to cool down, these people, they need to compensate for the damages they did to this family. They need to pay to compensate this family. But white people, they have been not wanting to pay the slavery reparation. So right now we are seeing they're calling each other to start paying and compensate people with some of the mistakes that they did. So for me, seeing these white people now coming out and asking for forgiveness to a black person, to a black people, for me it is really shocking. But before we black people, we start forgive them, I want to tell you black people that these people, first of all, they need to return some of the stolen things that they stole in our African countries. And also they need to pay slavery reparation to all African countries which they colonized, and also to the black Americans, because the black Americans, they have been going a lot of challenges and the struggle in America. These people, they have seen all kind. They have gone into racism. These people, they have been sidelined. They have been given less opportunity. So first of all, these people, they need to take black Americans as equal and not sidelining the black Americans or giving them less opportunity as how they usually do. So kindly guys, I have some of the comment here that I want to read it for you, and also guys, you can share your thoughts on the comment section. Tell me, what do you see about the video of today of white people coming out admitting some of the truths, and also asking forgiveness to a black person, to black people. So also you can also know that this video, it is only for educational purposes. We are here to learn. I'm not provoking anyone, but we are here to learn as a black people, as a white people. So I am reading some of the comment here. The first one is saying that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So this one is saying that it is true. The white people, you see right now, they were first people. You can see even they waited ahead and make their country to be the first world country, and calling the African country, the black country, the third world country. So right now we are seeing a lot of things. It is happening in America, and America, it is falling, and this is the falling of the Babylon. So this country called America at some point will end up being the last country. Yeah, will end up being the last, and the African country, which they are calling it a third world country, it will end up be the first country, a good country whereby people will moving to Africa soon. So we are seeing a lot of things that is happening in America with the current administration. I don't want to talk about it, but you guys or the people who are in America, you can also share what it is happening in America and see how the Babylon, it is falling. So this one is saying that you force me to accept your God, but you can't handle mine. So yeah, these people, they force us black people to worship their God, but right now these people, you are God, but you can't handle mine. So the black people, they're saying that you can't handle my God. So this one is saying that the entire Bible is about my people being the chosen people, and everybody else aren't Gentiles. So this one is saying that he was a black Hebrew Israel's. So this one is saying that it's too late to apologize. It's too late. Yeah, this one is saying that it is too late for these white folks coming out and apologize. So this one is saying that they know their time is up. We don't need your apologies. Yeah, I've already tell you that the Babylon is falling, and it is like their time, it is up. So these people, they are realizing that they have ruined everything. So right now they are starting asking for forgiveness to the black people, and because they know that their time is up, their country is falling, and they want to come in our black countries in. And you guys, you know what it is happening. So this one saying that apology not accepted. Yeah, I've already tell you that if these people, they want us black people to forgive them, first of all, they need to return the treasures thing they stole from our black countries in Africa. And also these people, they need to pay slavery reparation, and to pay their slavery reparation to each and every country which they are still having the memories and the scars of what happened to their people during the slavery. So this one is saying that 400 years plus, 400 plus years and counting, we didn't get an apology, which could be a reparation. So if they are not talking about dollars, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So this one is saying that the more they try to bury the truth, the more it comes out. Where in Revelation, which means everything must be revealed, truth is beating down the lies. Yeah. So whenever these people, they are trying to bury the truth, now the truth, it keeps on revealing more and more and more. And also guys, nowadays I've seen majority of our black professors, our black school history scholars, they are coming out and revealing the hidden truth, what these people, they have been hiding. So I'm so proud to see how the black people, they are now knowing the truth, how the truth it is unveiling. So this one saying that pastor need to drop the description saying Jesus is Palestinian. He was a black man from the tribe of Judah. He can simply Google and see that. So this one is saying that, brother, we black people in America didn't see this coming either, but we don't notice there is a shifting going on around the world concerning black people. So I'll tell you that right now, black people, we are uniting. Right now, black people, we are coming together, and that's and for right now, it is a black revolution. And these people right now, they have realized that black people, they are coming together. They will be more stronger than before. So what right now they are doing, they're starting to ask forgiveness. They're starting to reveal some of the hidden truth they've been hiding towards black people. So this one saying that, yes, he was melanated. They say black. This one say that, continue to speak out, sir, to your people. So this one saying that they would never have apologized if things were going right now. Then let spiritual reparation claim what we are owed. So this one is saying here, let me just read it for you here. So this one said, they are getting the true being right. Now they must get the name right. Yeshua, not Jesus. Okay, that are you. You all for getting the right guy. Now get the name correct. Yeshua, not Jesus. Thank you all for your truthful input. These people allow themselves to see the truth and speak the truth. So this one saying that, I won't ask for acceptance because I voted Obama, Biden, and Harris. So this one now, they are now telling the people who voted for Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is really bringing America down. So this one saying that racism is expensive. This one said that we can't trust you. Yeah, black people, we can't right now trust you guys. Before you are paying reparation and asking for forgiveness, returning some of the stolen things that you stole in black countries, black people will not trust you. So this was saying that, are we gonna walk away with great substance while you got a double portion to perform to his chosen? So this one saying that you all did so much worse to us, and even made us to you all gods, and erase our gods and our history, and lie to us about our history, and you all want us to forgive you all, keep you all apology. So this one saying that these people, that have lied so much, they wanted us to worship their God, but not our black gods or the original God. So this one saying that we cannot trust you even right now. So this one say that, hair like this one say that, Job 30:30, my skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat. Yeah. So this one here is saying that, pretty sure Joshua didn't welcome everyone. So this one is saying that we as African American brother and sister to turn to each other and not on each other, and motivated our young African Americans and think before they act on any situation. Pray that we put God first in our lives. Let his will be done, not ours. Yeah, so these are some of the message that black people, they are sending across this video. And also guys, you can share your thoughts on the comment section. Tell me what do you think, and I'll be reading it in my next video. So thank you so much guys. Kindly remember to give a video a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you haven't.